Good morning to all the sharks and welcome to this episode of the SharkNet Show. Today's segment is dedicated to our installers, shark installers. So with us we have Yuri Buongiorno and Marco Buongiorno. Yuri, today is a very important episode because we're talking about a fantastic option that only SharkNet can offer, especially for large sizes in such a small installation space. You all know that SharkNet can be installed in a minimum of 22 mm and can cover over 20 square meters. So it's a fantastic thing. But often what happens? You find yourselves facing out of square walls, irregular walls, balconies. So having an installation where everything is rectangular and precise is practically impossible. Have you found perfectly square walls? Yes, a tragedy. What we did was, right from the start, we created corner accessories, and then we'll take a look at the details. With this accessory, both at the top and at the bottom, you can recover up to 2 cm on each side. So even if there happened to be a measurement error, with this, you can recover up to 2 cm, then square it up by 2 cm, so you can say goodbye to silicones, you can say goodbye to spacers, you can say goodbye to all those solutions. A bit improvised, which might make Mrs. Marco wrinkle her nose. So now, let's see with Yuri how to use the corner pieces to recover up to 2 cm on each side in case of being out of square. King Yuri.
That's right, thank you, Marco. So, as you all know very well, our upper guide, whether it's the lower one, is provided with a 3M adhesive strip that helps us install the guides. So, as Marco was saying, before we get to the out of square issues, important could be during the installation phase, or maybe you installers yourselves, you have taken the measurement, you have provided an area to facilitate the installations. Our mosquito net is unique because it allows you to cover without using added profiles or spacers. So let's call them to bring our mosquito net into position. So we have these famous corner pieces from our studio that, by adding them to the upper and lower guides, positioning the squared guide, misalignment. The squared guide, in an out of square situation, pull the corner piece. 1 cm out, how to fix. Pull the corner piece from one side. Let's take an example. We have 1 cm out of square. How does the installation work correctly? If we have an out of square situation of 1 cm, I'll be very quick. Let's widen the cap, let's say the hood, from where the mosquito net would start at the starting pose. This is important, guys, because the empty space remains at the starting point.
So you pull it from the side of the handlebar.
Exactly, you pull it from the side of the handlebar. So once the guide is applied with double-sided tape, I recommend you, because inside the caps we have already prepared the holes to reach a plug with a screw for the beads, or just a screw. So add when you've widened it. If you have more than 2 cm, then you are required to also widen the opposite cap. You must add the screw, otherwise with the tuner you tend to close the cap and it leaves the light gap empty. Once more again. So once you've added the 2 screws, are you ready to insert the package? And your mosquito net is perfectly squared. Also, at the bottom, the idea works. So the more you widen the caps at the top, the more at the bottom.
Perfect, Yuri. What do you say? Let's go see directly on the sample how to do it.
Let's go see the sample how to do it. And when you widen the caps, add a screw. Make sure to, when you widen the caps, add a screw. So as I was saying before positioning the guide, let's remove the protective paper from the double-sided tape provided on the guides and the caps. We position ourselves inside the frame where we need to install the mosquito net. And as you can see here, there's a misalignment, there's space. So before I get close to applying the double-sided tape, I widen the cap. So I pull everything out square. I get closer to it. And I position it. The guide then, by pulling in from the sides, brings the caps that cover the out of square area. Then I add a screw, and the upper guide is positioned. So also the lower guide, same here. Let's remove the protective paper from the adhesive along the entire length of the caps. As you can see apart from here too, there's an out of square area, so by widening the cap we can address that out of square issue. But be careful. On the side where we widened it at the top, we need to widen the cap on the bottom on the same side, so by widening it we position the lower guide. And let's go over it again. And the guide is positioned.
Thank you, Yuri. It was really, really clear. All the differences you showed, I really hope. And please make sure to follow these tips closely, because those out of squares, they always know more and more. Actually, because unfortunately with the bonuses, someone hasn't really done a great job. So, SharkNet is your ally in the field. Even if you find solutions that seem impossible, that seem installable with the angles, you can really have a two-symmeter play on the side, and I repeat, no other product has that. Thank you. Yuri, you were fantastic as always. Please, I say goodbye to you. Bye. Hey everyone.